भीमातीर निवासाय पंढरीपुरवासिने पांडुरंग प्रकाशाय विठ्ठलाय नमो नमः. मरुत्पुत्राय कवये भीमाय भयहारिणे श्रीमदानंदतीर्थाय प्रख्याताय नमो नमः. Dear children of God, Jai Sri Krishna, Namaste. A famous poet once said, "From the womb to the tomb you are silent, then why make noises in between?" Dear devotee, how true are these words. In the womb the child is silent, in the sense helpless. Our Hindu scriptures describe the agony it goes through in the prenatal stage, in the abominable state of urine and stools, says the Bhagavata. The little child is suffering day and night. Its soul is crying in silent agony. Adi Shankaracharya Maharaj appeals to Govinda. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे. भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते. संप्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहि नहि रक्षति दुःखृङ्करणे. Again to be born, again to die, again to sleep in the mother's womb. O Murari, take me across the sea of life. The world is a large ocean, difficult to cross. O foolish one, sing the praise of Govinda. Praise Govinda. When the time comes to leave the worldly studies will not help you. Dear devotees, in the womb the child is suffering immensely, but it has no escape from it. Hence it is silently bearing all the prenatal pain. Only great saints like Prahlad are awakened in their mother's womb. We in Hinduism prescribe spiritual discourses and lessons for the pregnant mother and the child she is carrying. It is this prescription sage Narada offers to Prahlad and makes the child grow up into a giant of devotion, undefeated and brave. Otherwise, ordinary children suffer in their mother's womb and their souls bear this agony in grim silence. Caught in the cavity of the womb, they are curled up helplessly. Do remember their past karmas. Feel sorry for what they have done in their past birth. Know what they are reaping is the fruit of the misdeeds. They have no way out except silent suffering. Then comes the next stage, mentioned by Khalil Gibran, the tomb. That signifies death. Whether the person is cremated or buried, both are states of silence. The dead body cannot and does not make noise. It has to go through whatever ordeal is ordained for it. Hundreds of friends and relatives are wailing and weeping. The corpse is silent. Dear and near ones cannot bear the tragedy. They lament aloud. The corpse is silent. Some praise the Lord, some curse the dead, but the corpse is silent. Is it not true that when the body is about to be buried or about to be cremated, there is no noise from it? This is the meaning of the poet's words. The silence in the womb and the silence in the tomb. But look at the irony of life. During one's lifetime, how much one talks. The poet calls it noise, meaning our talk is full of various sorts. At times, man indulges in gossip. He loves to talk ill of others and thus pass his leisure hours. At times, he shouts at others to make them feel helpless and hurt. This is generally the anger spent on dependence, financial or emotional. At times, he brags about his own achievements and feels proud about that. Noise can mean any of these or more. It can be slogans against a leader or master. It can be a mob rising against the superior, rising in revolt. All this is noise. If only man would remember that from one silence to another we move on, he will reduce this meaningless noise. He will realize the penance of silence, because silence is golden. It leads to contemplation, self-assessment, elevation, ego curbing, salvation granting. Hundreds of sages practice and preach silence. The two silences of the womb and the tomb are negative. The one practiced by sages during lifetime is a sadhana. It reveals the Lord in one's innermost heart. Maunam परम धर्म साधनम नीति प्रेरकम प्रीतिकारकम दर्पनाशकम मोक्षदायकम. मौनम परम धर्म साधनम. कितने जन्मों से बक बक बोले कभी भी मन की आँख न खोले, मन की आँख को जो भी खोले, मन में मिलेंगे मौन में भोले, मन में मिलेंगे मौन में भोले। नीति प्रेरकम प्रीतिकारकं दर्पनाशकं मोक्षदायकं मौनं परं धर्मसाधनम्।